Hello and welcome back. I'm the Scorpio Stellium. I'm going to do your tarot predictions for the week of November 1st through 7th. Oh my goodness. So hello Aries. Let's take a look. I do things a little bit differently here. I actually tell you how I came to the conclusions that I came to when I pull the cards, what the astrological associations with the cards are, and for the last bit of the reading, it is a pick a card for your message from the divine. So it will be you choosing instead of me choosing for you. I'm just the interpreter. All right, Aries, what do we got here for you this week, beginning the second to last month of the year? How did we get so far? It seemed like it took forever, right? Oh, goodness. That is, starting off with Judgment, reversed Ace of Cups, and 10 of Swords. Okay, so this is very interesting. Like I said, the way it starts, because we have the Judgment card associated with the planet Pluto. It's about rebirth. It's about, when something comes back that you thought was completely done. It's like breathing new life into something. And I believe that the next two cards are telling me what is coming back, or what is the matter that we're dealing with. And reverse Ace of Cups, this is a lost love. This is something that you missed out on, or you felt like you missed, that it was like just two ships passing in the night, or you just couldn't make things right between the two of you. That's what is being brought back. However, there is a sense of betrayal to it. This may be past issues coming back forth, like here's the opportunity, but what are you going to do with it? Because you still have a lot of emotional baggage carried along with it. The 10 of Swords is this card that has both a negative and a positive interpretation. And people are like, what is the positive interpretation to 10 swords being stabbed in somebody's back? Well, behind that card is a sunrise. So it's like we've been through the darkest part of it. We've been through everything that was really painful. We've been through the betrayal, the backstabbing, somebody who just left us and disappeared from our lives. It felt like they couldn't have cared less if we were dead or alive. But in fact, we have the sunrise coming up. It's like, now is a new day. What are we going to do with this opportunity? Because there is a reckoning that's coming about this whole situation. So that's the beginning of the week. That's kind of the headliner here. We're going to look down into the middle line, and it seems to me that things are kind of picking up here in this, I don't know if I can really call it a relationship yet, but this situationship, I think that's what all the kids are saying these days. Back in my day, we said talking to, whatever. Y'all who are, the later millennials will understand. Okay, so the 2 of Wands, this is looking forward to something. Here we are planning tentatively what the future might hold. Not sure yet, but there's some optimism to this card. This 2 of Wands is like, what could be? I'm making the first steps, because it is Mars in Aries, and Mars is this energetic planet. It is passion. It is all of the energy that we have to put forth in something, and Aries being the most initiating sign, the first horse out of the gate, right? So we apply this planet that rules your sign to your sign, and we get very strong initiating energy. So it's like, we're not just in the seed stage. It's like something is starting to come forth here. Then we have the reversed Chariot. So it seems like with the reversed Chariot that we're not getting quite as much movement in this direction as you anticipated, although I still feel that there is some movement. But the Chariot is also associated with Cancer, and Cancer is an emotional base. It's an emotional sign. It's a water sign. So there is an element here of not being able to contain the emotions, because the card is reversed. When it's upright, it's like you're handling your shit, right? You got your emotions under check. And it seems like your emotions might be carrying you away a little bit. Maybe you're being either too optimistic about, this thing coming back, or you're being too pessimistic, where you're just not really open to it because of what's happened before. Either one is okay depending upon your situation, but it is encouraging you to try to look at this from an emotionally healthy standpoint. Then we have the reversed 9 of Cups. I almost said Wands. Reverse 9 of Cups. Upright, this is what I call the wish card. It's the wish fulfillment. It's the dreams realized. It is the emotional contentment and joy that you want. Everybody wants. Everybody wants this card upright in their reading, but it is reversed here. So it seems like that you're lacking something that you fundamentally needed. Maybe the issue that caused this relationship to go downhill before is still there. It hasn't really been resolved. Maybe the person is not putting forth quite as much effort as you would like to see, because we don't have any upright positive love cards here. We see them coming back in. We see this possibility of something happening, but we're not really putting together all of the pieces and building it into something this week. And for some of you, that's probably going to be a-okay, because you're like, I don't want them back. I don't want anything to do with them. They fucked me over, and I have no desire to let them re-enter my life. So this makes total sense if that's where you're coming from. If you want this person still, what we're seeing here is somebody that is not truly changing, okay? They are walking back into your life, but they're not giving you anything new. It's like, I'm here, but it's the same old shit. All right, now the last line here shows me more of the same, quite honestly, with the reverse Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands. Knights are always energy and passion and forward action, okay? So they are an action-oriented type of court card. And this is an individual who is not action-oriented, who is not really putting their heart into anything. It's like, well, you talk a big game, but you're either acting too rashly, where you're not actually planning out what you're going to do. You know, you say it, but then you don't do it. Or they're just like, you saw this potential of this thing unfolding before you, but now you don't actually see anything to back it up. It was like, okay, well, what did you even put this out there for? Like, why did you even lead me down this little path? But we have the Sun, okay? And I think that all in all, having the Sun card here tells me that it's all gonna be okay, because the Sun is joy. The Sun is happiness. It is everything that you would want to feel like on your best day. It's full of enthusiasm and energy, and just that moment that you walk out into the light again and you feel good, you feel free, you feel happy. So we still have this feeling. You're holding on to that. And I don't know what is giving you this feeling. I'm hoping that we're going to get more information about it when we start clarifying the cards. But it doesn't show you being depressed about what's happening. It shows that you are pretty much all right. Maybe getting a little carried away with your emotions, but not like losing your shit on me. The reversed Hangman is at the end of this spread. And I'm thinking that this is about the minute actions that are being taken. Because the Hangman, I often see it as being nothing happening. It's stagnant energy. It's like, when is something going to change and move? I need something to happen. And then having it reversed here, it does feel like some things are moving. Although I want to caution you and tell you that because the Hangman's association is with the planet Neptune, which is a little bit about illusions, okay? It's kind of about what's not really there. And this has its gorgeous manifestations like art and music and dreams. And it also has its negative connotations to it. Drug abuse, escapism, victimhood, all that nasty stuff, okay? So I think that we need to be careful that we're not expecting something that is not really here. And we're not like going overboard on the imagination. We're not letting it run wild with us. Okay, let's go ahead and clarify these cards and see what we're getting. We're going to start with the reverse Judgment card. And this is that card ruled by or associated, I always say ruled by because my astrologer speak comes out, but it's associated with the planet Pluto. And Pluto is, I don't know if you remember your Greek mythology, but Pluto is also, aka Hades, the god of the underworld, that comes back up every so often, right? To deliver Demeter home. Anyway, there's your little Greek mythology there. You tell me if I've got that wrong, but it is Hades. I don't remember if he comes with Demeter or not. We're clarifying this with the Hermit. Okay, so there's some internal wisdom. I think you know more about this situation than you really may be. I think you're in a good position. I think you're listening to yourself well. Your wisdom is there. You've gained the knowledge from this period of time of being separated with this person, that you've been able to dwell on it and think it through and really know what you're getting. I think this time you're not blindsided. The Hermit is associated with the sign of Virgo. Let's clarify the Ace of Cups, and we're going to take that Hangman out again. Hangman again. Okay, so victimhood, sacrifice. Those are some things that we need to think about with this situation. And I think it may have to do with your past with the person. Were you playing the victim? Were you sacrificing too much for them? Were you giving more than you really should have given? This is kind of one of those situations that were you chasing somebody, okay, that maybe wasn't chasing you, or wasn't chasing you as hard as you were chasing them. You were putting in a lot of effort, I think, and you weren't getting it back. And I think that led to this sense of Ten of Swords, this betrayal thing. So we've got Four of Pentacles. You're holding on to this, okay? You are still holding on to the betrayal. That's what's clarifying it, okay? You know damn well what they did, and you're not forgetting it. So your eyes are open much wider this time than they ever were before. Let's clarify the Two of Wands, because this is a little bit of optimism here. It's not a lot, but it is a little bit. And I think that there's always that part of us that wants that person to come back and make things right and be different. If they were ever somebody that was important to us, it's not always that we want them back. We want them back, but we want them back better. We want to feel like all those good things that we saw in them are there, and all the bad things that we had to deal with aren't there anymore. So let's look at this Two of Wands. Clarifying it with the King of Wands. Okay, or the Prince in the Thoth deck. So, God, this person is charismatic. Associated with all the fire signs. I have a lot of signs represented here. I'm not going to go over and tell you every single sign that's represented here. I don't think it's relevant. I think we're picking up energy. And I tell you what the sign associations are just in case that's information you'd like to know. But if you don't hear the sign of your person in here, it certainly doesn't mean that it doesn't apply to you. It's just these are the cards that are representing that kind of energy. So here with the Prince of Wands, God, this is just like I said, somebody that is charismatic, is magnetic, they come across confident, and it just really does something to you. Okay, let's look at this reverse Chariot. Emotions not kept under check. Okay, and also not really getting the victory that we want to get. The Chariot has a lot to do with victory as well, and triumph, success, things paying off. So you're not really getting the victory here. Okay, the Aeon. That's similar from the Judgment card. Okay, so that's going back to, because the Thoth deck, they're named different things. The Judgment card, the Aeon. So what you're getting here is we're not really winning in this situation. By we, I mean you and me. We're in this together, okay? You're not really winning here. You're not getting the actual movement and progress and change that you would want to see in this person if they're actually going to have the balls to come back. Let's look at the Nine of Cups reversed. Okay, clarified by the Magician. Yeah. Okay, so little fun fact for you. The Magician has all these lovely connotations, right? But it has some kind of nasty ones too when it comes to people and how people act. And the Magician comes across as like the used car salesman, okay? The person who tells you that the warranty is fabulous and you should totally pay an extra $50 fucking a month on your car payment just for their warranty, right? That's the Magician. So they're only doing it for themselves. They don't really give a damn about you and your car and your money. They don't care. This person doesn't really care about you. They're fulfilling this for something for them. They're doing this for them. They're probably doing it because they have an ego the size of the Titanic that they want to see. They want to see somebody acknowledge them for how great they are. And you always did that, didn't you? I don't think you're going to do that this time, though. Okay, let's look at the reversed Knight of Wands. Energy of inaction or poor actions, poor choices. Okay, this is coming across with a lot of fire energy to me. So 5 of Pentacles. This is Mercury and Taurus. Mercury being a conversant card, Taurus being something that, no offense to Taurus, but that sign is more about the tangible things, okay? The comfort, the everything is chill at home kind of people, right? So a lofty kind of sign like Mercury, or planet like Mercury, that is all about reasoning and thinking and communicating and moving very fast, does not do well in a sign like Taurus. So what do we get? We get 5 of Pentacles here. Because it is an earth sign, so we have Taurus, it's an earth sign, and this is an earth suit. We've got loss, we've got depression, we've got feeling like we are left out in the cold by their inaction, feeling that they have, I don't know, pushed you out again, right? Like it almost brings up, it doesn't almost, I think it does bring up all those old feelings that you've been trying to deal with for a long time. And I think that's why this is all happening now, quite frankly, is because this is a time that you have to tie up the loose ends. You have to resolve something within yourself and prove to yourself how far you've come. So I think that's why we have the Sun card at the end, because it's showing, yeah, you have what it takes. You're all heart, right? Pure love and heart, but you've also wisened up. You've also learned your lessons through what's happened in the past. So I'm gonna leave the Sun card alone. I'm not gonna clarify it. Reverse Hangman. I think we're gonna get the same kind of jam here, because this is about the sacrifices that you made. It's also about how you're not really getting any action to the degree that you wanted here. Okay, things are moving, but they're not really moving the way that you would have them go. And I think that's something, unfortunately, whoa, you'll have to accept. I'm going to take these 2 cards, actually, that fell out at the top. The cards that we got here, the Lovers and the 9 of Cups. Because the Thought Deck does not use reversals, I know that these cards are not telling us that we have the Lovers and everything is perfect and fine and dandy, and that you're having all your desires met, like with the 9 of Cups. What it's actually telling you is reiterating that this was a soulmate. Now, I think there's more than one, but this was a soulmate, a very significant relationship in your life. And you do love this person. You're always going to hold love for them. That's not going to change. But are you going to let them fuck you over again? Not so much. I think that's where you've grown and you've learned. Okay, Aries, now that we've gone through that heavy reading about all of your stuff, let's hear what message is for you for this week. Like I said, this will be in pick a card format, so I will show you the cards. Please just choose one. I know all messages may resonate, but there really is one that's more for you than the others. So hang on to that. Okay, let's see what we got. So we have card 1, card 2, card 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I'll let you pause if you need to, but I'm going to jump right into it. I've got the 8 of Swords for the first card. You're getting stuck, and you might feel a little stuck this week, but it is in your head. You're not really stuck. There's nothing restricting you here. There's nothing preventing you from continuing your healing journey on. There's nothing preventing you from getting what your needs are met in the ways that you know are healthy, not the unhealthy ways. So if you get into this kind of like, I'm stuck, or maybe I backtracked, I'm back where I started, you're definitely not. I'd encourage you to really pay attention and monitor your thoughts. You know, don't just believe everything you think, right? Okay, so for card 2, we have the Magician. Now this is going to be the positive connections with the Magician. And what we have here is your willpower. Your strong, strong willpower is able to manifest whatever you desire. This week it is really strong in you. So you can make some really magical things happen if you believe in yourself. Okay, and for the third card, I have the 2 of Coins. This is telling you that you may be needing to move some things around, particularly in money, so that you are prioritizing what is really important and you don't get something that comes at you in a surprise way. So it feels like it's going to be a little bit of a juggling act. It might be difficult to juggle and balance everything this week. So be aware of that so that you can make wise decisions. If you were like, I'm going to go on a big shopping spree on Wednesday, maybe not. Maybe save that for another week until this energy has passed. Thank you so much for watching, Aries. I'm going to see you again next week.